because I've been recording to the computer, and the reason that I haven't been able to post any of the videos lately is there's something that it appears anyway that there's something that they changed with Zoom that changed the ability to download it, to save it on my computer and then download it to YouTube. Don't know why, or I guess I should say upload it to YouTube. But yeah, something's changed. So I'm going to try recording it to the cloud and see if this works, because last week's didn't work at all. I couldn't make it happen. So. All right. Vincent, welcome back to the United States. He's been traveling, living it up. He was living it up good, man. I saw your pictures. Very cool. Good stuff. So love the fact that you're back. And in fact, I'm glad your face is on here because you and I need a meeting. So send me some times when you got some time, and let's do a little one-to-one and catch up on some stuff. Plus, I want to hear about your trip. So that'd be cool. All right. And I think that's the big stuff. Here in a second, I'm going to have Carla talk to you guys a little bit about this next week's incentive, or I shouldn't say incentive. It's just going to be kind of a challenge. And some of what we're going to do over the course of the next couple of weeks is more, I won't say incentive, but it's more challenge driven, because I'm trying to figure out what works. And I really want some input from you guys, because especially those of you that get on here every week.
She needs 5 minutes. She needs.
I didn't hear you. Oh, okay. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, that's fine. We'll be more than 5 minutes. All right. So I'd really love to have some input from all of you on here as to what you would think could make like maybe any of the challenges or incentives better, and or even potentially what can make this call better overall. So if you guys have thoughts, or if there's stuff that you guys like me to cover, again, some of you get on here every week, and I'd love to hear feedback from you on what you might also like to hear. And I've kind of toyed with different ideas, like having different people speak at different times and kind of doing like co-run pages so that everybody gets an opportunity to kind of come on here and coach a little bit. And some of you, that might be outside your comfort zone, but it's important to do it here because this is like obviously a very safe place to have these conversations. And so if any of you are open to that, I'd love to have you say, yeah, I'd be interested. And what I'll ask you is, what would you like to cover as a topic? And maybe do like 10, 15 minutes of covering what you want to talk about, even if it's something that turns into a question that you have. So just some ideas, right? So we can make that happen. Another thing that I'd like to ask for you guys' assistance on is I really want to, we've done some different things. We just come off of the weight loss challenge. And what I'd like to do for the rest of this month, actually for the rest of this month and next month, so November and December, is I would like for you guys to help me with a challenge that I kind of talked about a little bit in the page or on the video today. And that challenge is maintain, don't gain. So hashtag maintain, don't gain. And I want to run that challenge through the rest of this year, okay? And when I say a challenge, what that kind of looks like in my head is everybody sends in their current weight, right? Like they do a screenshot of their feet on a scale, okay? They just send it in to assistant at Team Shady Style, and they just send it in. And then every Tuesday, when we do our team call, we've got it in our schedule now that we're going to say, post, did you maintain? Nothing else, right? No, how much did you lose? Because that's not the goal, right? The goal is to maintain through the holiday season. Now, I believe, and I think all of you would likely agree, is that if we tell people that the goal is to maintain, it's just going to keep them aware. And when you stay aware, you typically improve towards your goal, right? If your goal is weight loss, then chances are you're probably going to drop a couple pounds because you're just paying attention, right? But we take the pressure off through the holiday season as not to be, hey, look, this is the time of year I want you to lose a bunch of weight. But we take the pressure off and we just talk about maintaining versus, weight loss, okay? And I think if we can get people to get started through this holiday season with the idea of if they want to lose, that's fantastic. But if they want to maintain, that's going to be our encouraging goal. So what we're planning on doing is that those that engage in the contest, so if they send their pictures in, if they comment, if they stay engaged, then we'll do a couple of drawings every Tuesday and award some fun prizes based off the fact that they're engaged. Okay, so that's really the goal. And if you guys have any inputs or thought on that, I'd love to hear it. And that way we can kind of talk about how to make that better. But the best way to make that better is to get all of you to engage in the Great Nutrition page, that's where it will be, and talk about what you may be doing to maintain, hashtag maintain don't gain, right? So if you hashtag maintain don't gain, and I had a very flexible Saturday, but on Sunday I got back on track, right? I had a very flexible weekend, but on Monday I got right back on track. Hashtag maintain don't gain, right? So this whole mindset of maintain don't gain is what I'm really trying to promote through the holiday season. And I'd love to have all of your input and assistance doing that, because again, we can take the stress off of people through the holidays by, Carla just did a deal at her BNI where she walked around with like a 10-pound bag of potatoes, and she had it in her hands, and she's basically just like telling everybody, hey, yeah, this is weight, this weight, this weight. Because most people, the average, right, is 8 to 10 pounds gain through the holiday season. So if we have everybody focus on maintain, don't gain, then if we run a challenge starting in January, people are kind of already up for it, and they don't have to worry about losing everything that they gained over the holidays. Okay. All right. So that's my thought on that. The other incentive right now, actually a couple of incentives right now that are running, is the convert to associate. So I would encourage all of you to look into your teams and see who has not converted to associate. The goal behind this, because I always want you guys to understand why I'm doing this, the goal is for you to, one, reach out to your people, and to actually have your people reach out to their people to say, hey, look, if you convert your account to associate, then you're going to be able to be in this prize, or be able to be in this drawing. But the real reason is that if we can get people to convert to associate, they can actually see what you've done in their back office. So if Cindy has been a preferred customer, in case you guys don't know this, if you are a preferred customer and you log in, you don't have a tree. It's not there. You don't see anything. So if you've got somebody who's got 5, 10, 15, 100 people under them, they don't know. Okay. But if I can get Cindy to convert to associate and then have her log in, she might sit there and go, wow, who are all these names and how do they get there? Right. And then that's when you can go into the you share, they share and talk to them about, well, that's what it is. The other thing that you can do is if they're ordering regularly, and I always look at my people that I enroll, if they order the second month, that's when I approach them. Okay. If they order the first month, I always talk about the business from the beginning anyway. But if they just weren't interested, then if they reorder the second month, my conversation is, hey, Cindy, I saw that you reordered. That's awesome. Thank you so much for being a great customer. If you would like to improve on your customer experience, if you convert your account to associate, then you're going to be able to store up points, which I can later help you turn into money. That's it. I don't talk about you share, they share. I don't talk about nothing, right? Because if they don't convert their account to associate, there's no reason to have that conversation anyway. But if I tell them that I can show them how to turn those points into money later, and I tell them right up, there's no obligation. It doesn't change anything for you. You're not having to do anything else. It's the same thing that you're doing. It's just that if you're ordering, you might as well save up the points, and I can show you how to make some money off of it later. And then that way, that kind of introduces them to the idea, and then that way that converts them to associate. So I would encourage all of you to do that. And then if they do that, then have them, not you. Okay, I'm telling you guys right now, if we get emails, if Greta sends in an email that says, hey, Cindy converted to associate, put her in the drawing, Cindy's not going to be in the drawing. Cindy's got to send the email saying, hey, I converted to associate. Okay, so Greta's conversation is going to be, Cindy, now that you converted to associate, send this email so that you can be in the drawing. Okay, one step and then the next. Okay. If Greta goes this, and I think a lot of times this is what happens, right? Greta's trying to save time. So she says, hey, Cindy, let's go ahead and get you converted to associate, and then I'll need you to send an email to blah, 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 so that you can do this, this, and this. Don't do it that way. It should look like this. Hey, Cindy, you should convert to associate so that I can help you pick up some money later on. And there's the ability for you to be in this drawing for some prize that Brent and Tracy are putting on, or the team's putting on, right? That's it. Okay. Now, Cindy converts to associate. Fantastic. Congratulations, Cindy, on converting to associate. Send an email to assistant at Team Shady Style saying that you did it. Okay. She's already done it. So what happens if she doesn't send the email? Doesn't matter. She's already done it, because the goal is converting to associate. Okay. So you accomplish the initial goal of converting to associate. Now it's, hey, send the email. And then she sends the email. And now she's in the drawing also. Okay. Break things down, you guys. This is something that I'm seeing a lot of people having trouble with. And I see questions, and I see people asking questions about things all the time about, how do I do this? How do I do that? The mindset is, I want to go from nothing to everything. And we have to break these things down into digestible bits. Because if I had somebody on my call today, and they were like, how do I do all of it? They wanted, how do I make this much money? They gave me a certain dollar amount. They said, how do I make this much money? And I think it was frustrating the person, but I kept going back to the fact that create consultants. You plus two, them plus two. Because there's nothing magical about isogenics other than the fact that the volume starts happening. But until the volume starts happening, they don't see the magic. And the magic starts with create consultants over and over and over and over again. That's the magic in isogenics. And sometimes I think people jump to another company because they get bored with create consultants. Well, they weren't creating consultants here, so they're probably not going to do the money thing there either. But the money in isogenics comes from create consultants and show people how to do it. Create consultants and show people how to do it over and over and over again until you're just bored to death with it, and then do it some more. It's like learning how to be a marathon runner, right? You got to learn how to run, and then you got to run, and you got to run, and you got to run. And if you quit running, guess what happens? Your time's going to get worse. So get running, right? And if you want to make money in isogenics, create consultants, create consultants, create consultants. And if you get tired of creating consultants, create some more consultants. Because if you quit creating consultants, your cycles are going to go down. Okay. And guys, I don't mean to be like too, I don't want to minimize it too much, but it's the truth. If I can show Cindy how to become a consultant, and I can show Michelle how to become a consultant, and then I can show Cindy how to show somebody how to become a consultant, and I can show Michelle how to show somebody how to become a consultant, I now have 2 consultant making machines. That's what it's about. And it goes to, Eric Worre talks about it. You need this level of depth. Okay. So let's say that I enroll Greta, and I enroll Carla, and I enroll Aaron, and I enroll Julie, and I enroll Michaela. Okay. So I've enrolled all of you, right? If I can show Greta how to show Gail how to create consultants, that's level 1. I've now shown Greta how to become a consultant, and I've helped her show Gail how to do it. That's 1 level. Now we got to show Gail how to do it. So Gail shows Lisa how to do it. That's good, because that's 2 levels. So I'm involved, right? I'm deeply involved. I'm showing Greta, I'm showing Gail, and I'm showing Gail how to replicate to Lisa. If I can show Lisa how to replicate, now I'm 3 levels down. You want to do that 5 levels down. Okay, so I want to take Greta, and I want to take Gail, and then I want to take Lisa, and then I want to take April, and then I want to take Carrie, and I want to make sure that each one of them is able to show the next person below. Because what happens in this business is I show Cindy how to do it. Cindy was like, well, I kind of did it because I enrolled Diana and I enrolled Stephanie. And then I'm thinking, wow, Cindy's got this down. And then I run off and I start helping Vincent. Well, Cindy doesn't have it down. She barely understood what she did. She just knew she got some money. So I've got to go back to Cindy and say, Cindy, you said Diana's interested? let me help you help Diana. And then I help her help Diana. And then when she goes to enroll the next person, I let her do it. I let Cindy do it on her own. And I say, can she do it on her own? She says, yes. Now we got to see if Diana can do it on her own. And if Diana can do it on her own, then that's better because we're getting levels of depth there. And you've got to get those levels of depth. And the key is getting them 5 deep. That's the key. Isagenix has 4 PET. There's a reason, you guys. They know what that means, right? It's your 4 level of personally enrolled team. And if you can show your team how to do that, then you've got solid depth. And that's called that drill down effect. And so many people just miss out on it, you guys. So many people miss out on it. And I think that sometimes we even miss out on it within our own team, is making sure that it can be replicated over and over again. Okay, so making sure that we can replicate the creating of consultants, because you cannot, and I told the person today, Isagenix is set up as a network marketing company that offers amazing nutrition. Okay, that's how we're set up. The nutrition is a given, and the nutrition, just so you guys know, if you didn't listen to my video where I was listening to I was on a top 100 call, and they talked about all the new branding. And Isagenix, their comment was, a lot of times you go to the store and you see something that's got great, amazing packaging. And I use the example of naked juice, right? You go grab naked juice from the refrigerator, from the store, and it's like, oh, wow, that looks like it's supposed to be super healthy and amazing. And then you turn it over and you look at the back of it and you're like, wow, it's full of sugar. But the packaging looks amazing. Isagenix has the insides down. It's just that our packaging is still a little bit clinical, right? The canisters, some of that stuff's a little bit too clinical. So Isagenix is changing all of that to make it to where the packaging and the branding fits the amazing stuff that's inside. And that's really the goal. That's the current goal of Isagenix, is to make it to where when you hand somebody a canister, or not a canister, but when you hand somebody the Isagenix packaging, they're going to look at that and go, wow, this must be amazing. Whatever it is, because it's packaged. It's kind of like the iPhone, right? Or Samsung. They both got it down, right? You get that phone and it just looks like it's got to be something amazing, right? And you open it up, you're like, oh, it's amazing, right? And that's the goal with Isagenix, is to make people just look at the packaging and think it fits the amazing products that are inside. So something for you guys to think about. All right, so convert to associate. Next is the NYKO incentive. We've been talking about it, and this is kind of leading into Carla's part, but the NYKO incentive is going to help Carla brought this idea to me about, doing a 7-day coaching to try to get people to not necessarily rank advance people or enroll people, but to set in action habits that will allow you to be better. Okay. I do know who it was, but when you guys see the messages that are in the Facebook groups and the messenger groups, and the question is, how do I enroll more people? You've got to get past the how do I enroll more people, and you've got to start thinking about how do I build better relationships? Because building the relationships is what's going to allow you to enroll more people. Because if I've got a good relationship with more people, then more people are going to ask me what I do. Okay, I get people that say, "Oh, I don't know, I can't enroll any more people." You guys, I don't even know what our friends group was when I started this business, but it was small, right? I probably had 50 friends or something on Facebook. But I constantly add to the list of people that are my friends on Facebook. And if somebody says, "Oh, my Facebook, my Facebook friends, they don't want it. They're worn out of it." No, they're not. You just don't have the right. You've got to get into another network of people, and you've got to constantly be bringing people into your network. And if somebody gets bent out of shape because you talk about Isagenix, they probably weren't going to be an amazing support system for you anyway. Now, I'm not saying you should be on Facebook constantly saying, "You want to buy this? You want to buy this? You want to buy this?" But what you do have to do is you have to be constantly on Facebook saying, this is who I am, because you've got to let people learn who you are in a virtual reality. And that virtual reality is, I went to the gym today. I hung out with my kids today. I I made carrot cake today, right? And I'm making carrot cake. Why? I'm not making carrot cake to eat it. I'm making carrot cake to donate it to a charity. Oh, wow, you donate to charity. I donate to a charity. Which charity do you donate with? I donate to this one. Oh, that's cool. I used to do that one. I do this one. Now we've got a conversation, right? Oh, well, what else do you do? Well, I've had this. I also paddleboard. Oh, that's cool. I do this, this, and this, right? And then those conversations then eventually turn into, oh, what do you do for a living? Well, I do this for a living, but my real passion is this, right? And I'm talking about Greta because I know Greta doesn't do isogenics solely as her living. But so she could say something like, well, I do this for a living, but my real passion is I was a type 2 diabetic and I had this much weight and I've been able to release this much weight and help other people also release this much weight and also help people that have questions about diabetes and how they can not have that. And then that conversation then leads to, oh, really? How do you do that? And there's your isogenics, right? Versus, I do isogenics. You want some? It's not good, right? So think about those, and so that's part of what Carla's going to talk to you guys about is how do you breach that, and what are actions that you can take. This just popped in my head, right? The Karate Kid, right? He didn't automatically teach him how to fight. He taught him wax on, wax off, right? That's a lot of what is going on with isogenics, right? It's a whole lot of wax on, wax off, right? Exactly, right? Right? It's a lot of that. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I can put this together with this. And then all of a sudden somebody signs up with me. Right? That's our Karate Kid moment, right? Is that those actions that you have to do every day that are going to turn into something later, right? You've got to learn these steps. It's that whole you got to walk before you can sprint thing. All right. And then the BIA and bars contest. Make sure that you guys are aware that if you follow what Carla's getting ready to talk about, and again, you guys can know this information, but if you don't share this information with your teams, you're missing out because you guys can only do so much. So you need to get your teammates to also understand that if they do these things. So right now, the incentive is that if you follow along with what we've got going on, Carla's going to tell you about what you're going to be able to do next week. So anybody that books a sip and sample next week, so step 1, book a sip and sample, right? That's step 1. Step 2 is if you enroll one person this week and you host a sip and sample next week, you'll earn a box of bars, okay? If you enroll 2 people this week and you host the sip and sample that you've already scheduled for next week, then you will also earn a quesadilla. So a box of bars and a quesadilla hosting the sip and sample next week. If you go, well, I'm going to wait and see if I enroll anybody, and then I'm going to book my sip and sample, it's not going to work. You've got to book the sip and sample first because that's going to give you the momentum to decide to make the enrollments happen. A lot of you will go, well, I'll wait and see, and if I enroll 2 people, then I'll book a sip and sample so I get the free stuff. And that's the lazy way to do it, because that's like, well, if something falls in my hand, then it's going to happen. If it doesn't, then I'll just keep moving on and life will go on. And that's just the backwards way of doing it. So book your sip and samples for next week, because if you book your sip and sample next week and I tell you to do Wednesday or Thursday next week, and here's why, because if you get the enrollments done, you've got time to get the VIA and the box of bars sent to your house so that you can use them to give to your people that show up at your sip and sample. Okay, that's the goal. Okay, all right, and maintain, don't gain, covered that. The box will be, oh, and the high five post is up. And I'm going to let Carla take over because I know that it's going to take her a little bit to go through this. But when we're done, I'm going to do the leader in action report so that you guys, again, I'm going to continue to go over that so everybody understands how to fill it out. Because how many of you, put your hand in front of the screen, don't lie, how many of you know what your new benchmark is? Because new benchmarks were promoted, were created this morning, because this is the beginning of the first week, the first isogenic week of November. So this is week 1 of the month of November. Is there anybody here who knows what their benchmark is for next week? It's okay. If you don't know, you don't know, and that's fine. But I want to tell you this. If you don't know what your benchmark is for next week, that's kind of like saying, I really don't know what I need to do to make money, right? And these are the numbers things, guys, that you've got to know, that I'm begging you to know. I don't say you don't got to do anything, but what I'm begging you to know, that's going to help you understand how you're going to make money in this business. And so know your benchmark. So how do I find that out? Go to your back office, go to reports, click on the reports button, then click on the business button. And then when you click the business button, everybody on here, you can just pick you can pick either one because they're both going to be the same. So you can pick the current month director, or you can pick the current month executive report. Either of those reports are going to give you the exact same number. And that's going to tell you what your benchmark is. So go to your back office, go to the little button that says, go to the top, it says reports, then click the one that says business, then click current month director or current month executive. And you guys are going to want to know that because you're going to see a post that I'm going to make in the Working from the Beach page. And I want everybody to post your benchmark. Okay, cool. All right, with all that, Carla, it's yours.
Okay. First of all, have you guys enrolled anybody recently? This new sign up is really cool. I like it.
Fast.
All right, just wanted to tell you. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. First I'm gonna tell you why we're doing it, and then I'm gonna tell you what we're doing. So the reason that we're doing it is because I'm hoping that these little small things that you do every single day will show you how easy it is to integrate promoting Isogenics or integrate the business part of Isogenics into your daily life. So it doesn't take, 4 hours a day to do these things. It takes like 5 to 15 minutes to do these things. And if you do everything, it's about an hour a day. And it really does help with your business and building relationships and things like that. So my point is that I really want you guys to try all these things, and we're giving you a week to think about it and to prep for it so that you can really give it your very best when it officially starts this coming Sunday. Now, as we go through the week, every single day, I'll do a Facebook post or I'll do a video of what the next day is. So on Saturday, you'll get Sunday. On Sunday, you'll get Monday. On Monday, you'll get Tuesday, and so on and so forth. Okay? But that's just because I'll just keep you guys in the loop of that. But I already have made a live video for you guys of what a little overcap of this is. And then I also typed it out. In case you don't want to watch a long video, I typed it all out for you. And you could like copy, paste it, put it in a Word document and print it out if you wanted to. And then you can check it off and do it that way. I know that's what my sister did. So my plan is that you will try this because you're going to be very prepped, and that you're going to see that it didn't take that long at all, and that it actually will bring people into your life who might be part of your Isogenics team, just very casually. But that's the hope. So I need you guys to let me know if that happens, okay? All right, and some of these things are like, you're not going to get an enrollment like right now. It might come a little bit later, or it might be right now. But anything that happens, I would love to hear any kind of feedback at all, okay? So this is a 7-day challenge that starts this coming Sunday. And on Sunday, what I'm going to ask you guys all to do is prepare. It shouldn't take you very long at all to prepare. Like, look ahead at your week. See what day you can hold your sip and sample. We're hoping that you will do it on Wednesday. But if your schedule doesn't allow it, then figure out when you're going to hold it. Do some time blocking, like time block an hour a day to do all of these tasks. See where you can fit that in every single day. Like write down on Monday, you're going to do it from 1 to 2 p.m. On Tuesday, you're going to do it from 8 to 9 p.m. Like, just time block that all out. I also would love for you to kind of set some goals for the week. So not necessarily like I'm going to enroll 2 people and create 1 consultant, but more of goals of I'm going to meet 2 new friends. I'm going to find one new group. I'm going to invite, I'm going to invite somebody to a fitness class with me. Just kind of write down some goals like that. Okay. So Sunday's going to be all about that. And also what I want you to do is take your Post-it note and write down who you plan to connect with throughout the week. That's going to be important to write down those names of people that you want to connect with. I'm not going to tell you how many because that's up to you. We connect with 5 a day. Maybe you want to do 1 a day. That part's up to you. But write those people's names down. It's a funny thing when you write people's names down and then you slap this in your planner and you got to keep moving it because you didn't do it and you got to keep moving it. And then you finally take the time to connect with them. And then you get to cross their name off and get to throw away the Post-it note. I don't know. It's weird, but I love that. I just love that part. So that's what Sunday is. It's just all about prepping, okay? Now, Monday is going to be Motivating Monday. And so what I'd like you to do on Monday is I want you to figure out what motivates you. Is it fitness? Is it going on a walk? Is it watching the sunset on the farm? I mean, what is it that motivates you? Is it just a conversation with somebody? Whatever it is, I want you to grab somebody, one person, and I want you to go do that activity with them. So something physical. And really, I mean, a walk is great. A walk is just call a neighbor. Like, for example, Gail could call her neighbor Beth and say, hey, Beth, we haven't talked in a while. Let's go for a walk. Can you go on Monday? You're gonna need to plan on that. And I just want you to grab somebody and do something physical with them. The point of this one is to show you that it's better to do things together. In my old business, we used to say, don't do anything alone. Go someplace with somebody all the time. Go to a party, go to an event, go on the walk. I mean, you always are just always with somebody. And I want to show you why it's better when you are with other people. And you might have an opportunity to casually talk about isogenics, but really you might just be with that person. I mean, it doesn't have to be a sales pitch. It might end up being a sales pitch, but it doesn't have to be. So you don't have to come there with prepared business cards and hydrate to hand out. You know what I mean? I just want you to do a physical activity with somebody. And then I'm going to ask you to post about it on Facebook. And maybe you could thank that person for doing that with you, or you could find a quote that matches what you did and put the quote. And if you're into the selfies, you can do a little selfie with you and that person, and it was great. Or you can just post a quote, just something motivating, and just do Motivating Monday. I just want you guys to do something motivating Monday, but I need you to do it with somebody, okay? Not a group, but with one person. Okay. Tuesday is Testify Tuesday. And on Testify Tuesday, I want you to tell somebody else's story. Anybody else in the group, particularly somebody maybe different than you. So if you started Isogenics for more energy and better sleep, then you could use Todd, because Todd started for weight loss. Brent didn't start for weight loss. So if you started for weight loss, you might be able to use Brent. You can do a before and after picture of them. You can just tell their story. You don't even have to put a picture up of them. I also think another layer of this is going to be like, hey, Gail, are you okay if I tell your story on Tuesday? Because I think you're awesome. And I think my friends would think you're awesome too. And would it be okay if I told your story? What do you think that's going to do for Gail? She's going to feel great. She's going to be like, wait, what picture of me are you using? And yes, you can, so she's going to feel good. But so post it on your Facebook, post it on your Instagram, tell somebody else's story. And really that's kind of it on that day. I want you guys to do this one because you will connect with people different than you. There's nothing worse than having an entire team of people that are all the same. You need that diversity for the team to grow and for you to grow as a person. You might even snag other people that see that might want to, especially people that think Isogenics is a weight loss system only. And if you post something about energy or sleeping better, they might be like, oh, So just give that one a try. Also, on that day, the other thing I want you to do is I want you to work on your own story. Just work on your own little 60-second story. You know, my name is Carla. I started Isogenics in June of 2017. And I started because I had to stop playing softball. I was in a dark place and I was a little chunky and a little funky. I was introduced by my friend Mandy. And soon after that, I was back to playing softball. I lost 30 pounds and 70 inches. And I'm happy as can be. You know, like that's my story. So work on your story also on that day. You'll have time to do that. Okay, Wednesday is Wellness Wednesday. And on that day, we would really love for you guys, and this is going to be the 6th, November 6th. We'd really love for you guys to hold some kind of sip and sample. But I also know, you know, everybody has a life. So maybe Wednesdays aren't a good night for you. So pick a different day during the week if you want to, or if you have to. But at least on a Wednesday, try to do it on a Wednesday. Either hold a live event, so in person, at your house or a coffee shop. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just there's got to be 2 or more people. Where 2 or more are gathered. That's the rule with the sip and samples. And or you can do a virtual one, like you can do a Facebook event and you can go live in the Facebook event. If that is the only thing that you can do, that is fine. I just want you to do something for Wellness Wednesday. And this is where you tell people about the product. They sample it. I mean, you're doing, you know, your 40-minute sip and sample on that day. Why are you doing this? Because I'm going to ask you to do this 7-day challenge every single week. And I really want you to do a sip and sample every single week. You know why? Because if you only do it like once a month or once every 6 weeks, you're not going to be that good at it. But if you do it every single week, as the weeks go by, you're going to get better at it. And things are going to flow easier. You're going to get even more people that give you obstacles. You can help them overcome them. I mean, you're just going to get good at it. And you're not going to have to remember and study and pack your little bag that you're going to take. You know, my bag is always packed. Depending on what kind of sip and sample I'm doing, I got 2 bags. I got a backpack and then I got a bag. And whatever I'm doing, I can literally just pick that up and go. Because I don't even have to think about or write down what I'm going to say because I do them all the time. So that's what I'm hoping for you guys too, that we will just do this every single week. And also on this day for the sip and sample, don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. I'm talking to somebody in particular on the call. I'm not going to say your name, but don't overthink it. Just keep it nice and simple and just tell your story. You're going to know how to do that because you worked on it the day before. Just tell your story and talk about how you feel and that maybe Isogenics can help them too. Okay, Thursday, you're going to like this one. Thursday's so good. It's called Thankful Thursday. And so what you're going to do on Thursday, and I suggest you do this early in the morning, like between 7 and 8:30 is so good to message people. They're like, I don't know what I always get such a great response at that time. But anyways, what you're going to do is you're going to send off messages to anybody that you've enrolled. And you're going to say, yo, hey, thanks for being a part of my team. Thanks for being a part of our team. Thanks for using shakes. Thanks for being awesome. Is there anything I can help you with right now? Did you hear about the new energy drink? I just wanted to say thanks for being on our team because I think you're great. And just keep it at that. That's all it is. You're not telling them to order again. You're not nothing. You're just saying thank you. I really want you to do this because it helps with retention. And I don't think that we say thank you to our customers enough. Now, remember, these people are customers. Most of them are our customers. You know, like 70% of them on our team are people that are purchasing from us and we are making money from that. And so we need to say thank you every so often. You can do it any which way you want. What I would suggest you do is take a peek at your list. Like you might have to prep for this. So write down your list of all your personally enrolled. You can find it in your back office. If you have trouble finding it, you can let Brent or Tracy or myself know. And then you can just copy paste it and you can take it with you. But when you look at the person's name, I want you to think about how the best way to communicate with them is. And what I mean is, like if I was gonna contact Gail, I know that Gail has a corporate job and she's pretty busy, but I wanna tell her thank you. So I'm gonna shoot her a text. A phone call would annoy her at that time because she's trying to get out the door. But there's other people in my group. There's an older gal named Kathy Sutto. I would call her on the phone. Now that's a risk because Kathy's a long talker. But I'm just gonna hope there's a voicemail. Or I'm just gonna say, Kathy, I only have a minute, but I wanted to say thank you for being a part of our team. I think you're awesome. I gotta go, but thank you. You know, so really think about the person that you're calling and what is the best way to connect with them. Probably most of them is going to be text or Facebook Messenger, but if there's some people that deserve a call, you definitely got to call them. The reason I want you to do this is because when you connect with the people that you've enrolled, some problems might arise, but it's going to be more good stuff than bad stuff, and you got to remember why you enrolled people. I just want you just got to remember why and how you're helping them. Also, you might be able to figure out some other ways that you can serve them or help them. Okay, Friday's the hard day. I'll be honest with you, this is the hardest day. So Friday is follow-up Friday. You have to follow up with people because if you don't, then you can't ever ask them the question. So the people you're going to be following up with is whoever you talked to on Monday, whoever you got motivated with needs a follow-up. Whoever commented or liked on your Facebook post about Testify Tuesday, you got to follow up with them. On Wednesday, who came to your sip and sample, you got to follow up with them. Now, the best way to follow up with people is to prep them for that. So if I was walking with my friend Monday night and she asked me about Isagenix, I would say, hey, Beth, can I call you on Friday and just see if you want to just see what you think about it? Was Friday a good day to just see what you think about it? I do my follow-ups on Friday. Would that be okay? I would prep her for that. Everybody that came to Sip and Sample on Wednesday, I would say, I'm going to call you Friday and see what you think of everything or whatever the question is. So I do prep people for the follow-up. I think that is very helpful. The purpose of follow-up is to reconnect with people so that you know where to go next. So when you call them on Friday and say, hey, so what do you think? Do you want to get started with Isagenix? Is now a good time for you to open up your customer account with Isagenix? And they say no. Okay, when do you want me to call you? You need to know what your next step is. So that's what Friday's all about. You might seal the deal on Friday, or you might have to do another follow-up. But bottom line is you got to follow up. You got to. Okay. Saturday's an exciting day. Saturday is Social Saturday. So you got to go do something. Go have a party, go to a party, put on a party, go on a hike, grab some people and go roller skating. Who's roller skated in a while? That would be a blast. That would be a total blast to go roller skating. Gail, you would look amazing on roller skates and you know it. Anybody that like if you have a fitness class, you can find a fitness class on a Saturday morning, and the day before, hey, I'm gonna go cycling, which I would never do again, but I'm gonna go cycling Saturday morning at 7 a.m. Who wants to join me? And see who joins you. But I want you to do something social on Saturday, somehow to expand your network. So you cannot invite all people on Isagenix. You can't. You have to have some people that aren't in your normal network flow. Okay, so you have to think about what that might be for you. What kind of social thing you're going to do on Saturday. I'm trying to talk Jason into just having people over. I don't know how that's going to go. He's probably going to say they're going to have to leave at 9. But we play euchre a lot in my town, and we haven't played at home in a while. And I just want to have a euchre party. I think that would be fun, soup Saturday social. So anyways, we'll see what he thinks about that. But do something. Do not sell Isagenix that day. Just share you. Just share you. You know the first thing that people always notice about me when they haven't seen me in a while? I know what you're thinking. Your sexy body, right, Carla? I know you guys are thinking that, but it is not. It is not that. It is my energy and my smile and my positive, just the blah that I have. That's the first thing that they say is, my gosh, if I had your energy, blah, blah, blah. That's what they say. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I have lots of energy. I'm drinking Isagenix and I love Jesus. That's my line. That's what I always say. But get them around you, because chances are in the next few days after that, they're going to be like, hey, Tracy, stop it. I'm reading the thing. The days after that, they're going to be like, they're going to be thinking, man, Carla was lots of fun last night. You know, Greta was so much fun. Last time I was around Greta, she wasn't that much fun. I wonder what's going on. You know, like, I'm serious. Things like this have happened to me. That's why I'm telling you this. Okay, so that's what Saturday's going to be all about. Just do something social. And the purpose is to meet people and be around them and touch them, like be in the same room with them. Okay. All right. So those are all the days, Sunday through Saturday. Do you think any of that is difficult? Not even the follow-up? Okay, awesome. So there's 2 other parts to every single day that I want you guys to do. Okay. So I want you to do 3 things every day for your business. One of the things is the stuff I just mentioned. So you have to do something different every single day. The other thing is I want you to read or listen to some kind of self-development, 5 to 15 minutes. It can be on your way to work, or it can be in the morning, or whatever. Just 5 to 15 minutes of self-development. I love to read fiction, but I read self-development every single day. Bible doesn't count. That is self-development, but I want you to read like a leadership also, or something like that. If you have no idea where to turn for that, just post it in the Working from the Beach page, because people have ideas for you. Even podcasts are so easy. Actually, that might be a good post for Brent Shaw to do, is what's your favorite leadership book or podcast that you're listening to right now? It would be great, because then that'd be a really good resource for us all. So I want you to do that every single day. The second thing I want you to do every single day is, and this is my husband's idea, and I thought it was a good one, is get some product knowledge. So go to ISA FYI or isagenixhealth.net or ISA product. Go to any of those websites and just learn something. We have a lot of products coming out, and we have some older products that you might not know all about. You can go to YouTube and you can Google Ionic Supreme. You just whatever. Just do a little bit of product knowledge at any time. So you're going to do the self-development, you're going to do the product knowledge, and then you're going to do the unique business building idea every single day. Do you guys think that you can do that? I know I talked long, but this does not take long to do this stuff. And you're going to love it. You're going to love the habit that is created, and you're going to love the network that comes in. I know you can't party hard every single Saturday. I know Social Saturday probably can't happen for you every single week, but the idea is not to do all of this on the same day all the time. It's just to do this stuff every single week. I'm just giving you guys structured days right now so that you can, kind of follow along a little bit easier. But, I had a social night tonight, like I was around 15 other people all night long. So this could be my social thing. So that's the idea behind this. And I really hope it helps you guys. And okay, last tip. So those of you guys that are on the call here tonight, if you guys are going to do this, if one of your friends on your team or just one of your sidekicks in Isagenix, Beth Gilmore, is not on the call right now. Beth Gilmore, not on the call. Is she? So I'm going to be calling her because she's my buddy, and I'm going to say, yo, Beth, are you going to do the 7-day challenge with me? Let's do it. So I want you guys to reach out to one other person too and do it with, Michelle, maybe you and Carrie can do it together, or Casey, whoever. Just grab somebody. Don't do it alone. Remember, we're not doing anything alone anymore. Questions, comments, criticisms? I'll tell you one other thing. I was struggling a couple months ago, and I was like, Jason, I just can't. I got family, I got kids, I got life, I got work, I got my part-time job, I got Isagenix. I just can't. And he said, why are you trying to separate it? And I was like, what do you mean? And he said, you don't have to separate it. It is very integrated for you because you're so passionate about helping people. Why can't that be part of your day, your life, your kids, your family, your time with me, your fitness? Why can't all of that just be all together all the time? And I said, is that okay with you? And he said, I think that's great. That's who you are. And so I took that advice, and it sure has taken a lot of stress off. Now that I can just feel better about, I just can, you can integrate. You do not have to have your personal life and your business life separate. Not with Isogenics. Really, if you were a corporate finance officer of some hoity-toity bank or something, maybe, yeah, you probably shouldn't bring your work home, but we're not. We're helping people get healthy. So that can be a part of our everything.
You know, Carla, I'm going to interrupt you on that topic specifically, and I'll go back over some of the other takeaways I took from your comments. But I think that's so important, Carla, that topic that you just made. I think we could have a whole conversation just on that. And, you know, I have people that ask me that all the time, like, are you ever not on? I'm like, no, I'm always on. It's just part of what I don't think about it as being work. It's just part of what we do and how we do it. And you know, I mean, we spent a week together in Cayman, and like the entire time. I mean, it's, you know, like I can be talking about something else, but if something happens that's ICH related, it's just part of the culture of how we try to do this, right? So somebody says, "Oh, Brent, how many hours a week do you put into Isogenics?" And I mean, honestly, I told somebody this last week. I was like, probably, I don't know, 70, 80 hours a week. Right? And they're like, 70, 80 hours a week. I'm like, yeah. I mean, when you think about on the fact that everything that I do that's social media related, you think about my gym workouts, you think about, you know, my conversations that I have, the Zoom calls that I do. You know, I've had three Zoom calls today, right? I mean, and that's not abnormal. So it's just part of what we do. And I can't say, oh, well, I'm working 70, 80 hours a week, because it's hard for me to justify that, you know, scrolling through, you know, looking to see if I can answer your base question on Facebook or social media is working in the traditional sense, but it certainly is important to our team, right? So I think that's a great topic, honestly, Carla. That's really good. So I think we could all talk about that more, about how that feels, because you taking that out of your head where you think, oh, well, I just really don't have time to do ICG. How many times have you guys heard that from somebody? I really just don't have time to do Isogenics as a business. I don't have that kind of time. But if they look at it as the fact that if I'm walking down the street, if I'm walking to the gym, or if I'm walking around and I've got my Isogenics cup, and somebody says, "Oh, you do Isogenics?" "Yeah, I do." "You had a question about it?" "Yeah, I was thinking blah, 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 blah." Right? Is that working? And is that really going to take a lot out of your day to have that conversation? You would have had a conversation similar to that about the beer that you had last night, or the restaurant that you went to, or something along those lines, right? It's not any different. So good, a lot of great points, Carla. I'm going to give you takeaways on a couple. One, I would tell you guys to take a picture of the chat. So grab your phones, take a picture of the chat, because Tracy put in there all the different days. So a lot of you that weren't taking notes, if you didn't take notes, you can scroll down on the chat. So use this, you know, kind of use your scroll and scroll down on the chat. Oh, very good. Mary Ellen's got her notes. So for those of you that didn't do that though, scroll down on the chat and take pictures. It's all there. Good job, Michelle. Right? I love it. Awesome. So take a picture of the chat if you didn't. You know, there's a lot of power in repetition. I know probably at least some of you on here probably heard all those things, and you're like, it just sounds like a lot, right? It sounds like a lot to do that, right? But the power in repetition is, if you do, like she said, if you just do 15 minutes a day, and you set your intention to do 15 minutes a day, then you'll see, do it 15 minutes a day for the first week. Then maybe it turns into 16 minutes a day the next week, right? But do it and make it repetition, and then all of a sudden it doesn't become weird. One of the main Isogenics leaders, he promotes that you post on your social media every single day, and you want to talk about boring repetition? Motivation Monday, Transformation Tuesday, Wealth or Wellness Wednesday, and it's every single day there's a topic to do. And the reason that that's important, because a lot of people think that, oh, my Facebook group, my social media group, they're so tired of me posting about this. I promise you, they're not seeing it, you guys. The majority of people on your social media don't see what you post. If you've got 500 friends and you make a post, count on the fact that you might be 20 of them saw it. The algorithms just don't allow for everybody to see it. It just doesn't. So not everybody is inundated with your social media posts because they're not seeing it. So just be comfortable with the fact that Motivation Monday, Transformation Tuesday, Wealth or Wellness Thursday or Wednesday. I don't remember. I think it's Thankful Thursday, Finance Friday, right? Whatever it is that you're doing, if you create a system behind that, it goes back to what I talked about at the beginning of the call tonight, and that is repetition until it becomes boring, and then do it some more. And you will, I promise you, you will start to see the benefits that come from that. Okay. Running out of time. Let's see. For the sip and sample, there's no such thing as a perfect day. So if you're waiting for like, oh, should I do it Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday or 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock? It doesn't matter. Somebody's not going to like the day that you pick. Somebody's not going to like the day. Somebody's not going to like the time. Pick the day, pick the time, have your sip and sample. Okay. And another group of people to follow up with on Friday is the people who didn't come to your sip and sample. So if you made a list and you submitted, you asked people to come, call them on Friday and say, hey, I know you weren't able to show up. Is there a better time for you? Right? If you're having a conversation with somebody and they say, yeah, I'm just not ready for isogenics right now. Okay, well, there's coming out with a new product line in November. Would it be okay if I followed up with you to see if maybe there's something on there that's exciting to you? Right? That gives you permission now to follow back up with them. Right? If I tell Vincent gives me a hard no, like, no, I'm really just not interested. Then my response is going to be, well, you know what? On next month, they're going to come out with a bunch of new products, and I don't know what all of them are right now. Would you be okay with me at least contacting and letting you know what the new ones are? Now, he may say, yes, that's fine, just to get rid of me. Or he may say, no, don't contact me again about this. That's cool, right? I'm fine with, I got to be fine with that because that's what he wants. Now, I know now that he's a hard no, but I also know that I've kept him in my social media world. So maybe someday later he says yes, right? So be okay with that. And then as far as the book goes, I actually am just getting ready to start a new book, Tony Robbins' Money. So if anybody wants to jump on and do that book with me, I'm going to listen to it. I'm not going to read it. I don't do this very often, but Tony Robbins is like somebody that I kind of like need to hear the voice versus reading it. Generally, I do read. I read 2 books while we were gone, just so you guys know. But I'm going to listen to Tony Robbins' Money. Okay, so if anybody wants to, do that with me, send me a private message later. If you guys want to put together a little work group together on going through that, then let me know. I'm not going to make it a challenge. You're not going to get anything out of it specifically. But if you really want to go through it with me on Audible book or something like that, let me know and we'll make that and we'll do that. But I am going to listen to it. So if you guys want to be in it with me, you can. But I will also post that I'm doing that. And then last but not least, Diana Wilker, are you still on? How's your hand? Diana ran into a rock in the middle of the road. Well,
it's lovely shades of
yeah, I'm glad you're
every
feeling
color.
Yeah, every color, right? So be cautious, you guys, when you're out there. It was obviously a very large rock. It actually activated her airbag, and it was in the middle of the road. So she was down near here in the Arizona area. It's called Globe, and they have literally rocks that fall off the side of cliffs and stuff like that. And the vehicle in front of her was able to go over it, but she hit it and it activated her airbag and broke. Did it break? It didn't break your hand, you said, but it messed it up pretty good.
No, it's just pretty still swollen. I mean, it's crazy how it bruised, but
Right.
This is all just from the airbag.
Wow, that's crazy.
But I have a big bruise on my abdomen from either from the plastic from the steering wheel or the airbag, and that actually is what bought me the trip in an ambulance.
Nice. Well, I'm glad
Super
you're
fun
okay.
when you go to the ER that you work at.
Yes, right. At least they know you.
Yeah, it scared them.
Well, I'm glad you're getting better. So it's
Thanks.
7 o'clock, you guys. I don't want to, there's some other comments on here, but I'm going to wrap this up. You guys, whatever we can do to try to help elevate your business, I want you to know that we will help do that. And I've been kind of working on this analogy. I'm not going to build your house for you, but I will tell you, I will give you referrals on how to build your house. Okay. I'll show you the plumber. I'll show you the electrician. I'll do all these kind of things. We can't build the house for you, but we can certainly give you the things to help you build it. And whether you choose to use those referrals or not is up to you. But the goal really is to see you guys do better. And I really think that if you guys will engage in the steps that Carla gave you tonight, it will be a step in the right direction because it does give you something to kind of follow along. Okay. Cool beans. All right. I'm gonna say this before I log off here. I'm gonna end the recording, but I'm gonna say this to you guys. Let's see.